The book of Numbers is the fourth book of the Bible, following Genesis, Exodus, and Leviticus. It is considered one of the books of the Torah, the foundational scriptures of both Judaism and Christianity. The book of Numbers continues the narrative of the Israelites' journey from Egypt to the Promised Land, building on events and themes introduced in the preceding books. Here is an explanation of the book of Numbers. This can be divided into several key sections: preparation for the journey from Sinai to Moab, the spies report and the consequences, various laws and incidents, the final journeys, and settlement. Numbers 1 to 10 covers several key events and instructions in the early stages of the Israelites' journey from Mount Sinai. It begins with a census of the 12 tribes, detailing the number of men eligible for military service. The organization of the camp and the positioning of the tribes around the tabernacle are also established. Chapters 4 to 7 provide further instructions regarding the duties of the Levites, purification rituals, and regulations concerning offerings and vows. The consecration of the Levites and the dedication of the tabernacle are significant events during this time. The Israelites also receive guidance on observing the Passover and celebrating the Feast of Weeks, Pentecost. Additionally, the narrative records the construction and use of the silver trumpets, which were used to signal important gatherings and events. Overall, these chapters lay the groundwork for the Israelites' journey and establish the structure for their camp, worship, and communal life as they prepare to continue their journey to the Promised Land. Numbers 10 to 21 describes the Israelites' journey through the wilderness. Along the way, they encounter various challenges, including complaints about their conditions, a rebellion led by Korah, and divine punishment. The Israelites also receive guidance and provisions from God, such as manna and water from the rock. It chronicles the Israelites' journey from Mount Sinai, through the wilderness and to the borders of the Promised Land. In these chapters, the narrative highlights various events, challenges, and instances of divine intervention. Chapter 10 begins with the Israelites setting out from Mount Sinai, guided by the pillar of cloud by day and fire by night. They continue their journey through the wilderness, experiencing both triumphs and trials along the way. The narrative includes episodes of murmuring and rebellion among the people, leading to divine punishment such as fire and a plague. Miriam and Aaron challenge Moses' authority, resulting in Miriam's temporary leprosy and subsequent healing. In chapter 13, Moses sends 12 spies, one from each tribe, to scout the land of Canaan. However, 10 of the spies bring back a negative report, instilling fear and doubt among the Israelites. As a consequence of their lack of faith, God decrees that the generation who doubted will not enter the Promised Land, except for Caleb and Joshua. Throughout these chapters, God continues to provide for the Israelites, sending manna from heaven and water from the rock to sustain them. Despite their disobedience and complaints, God remains faithful to his covenant promises and leads them forward. Overall, Numbers 10 to 21 portrays the Israelites' journey of faith, testing, and divine guidance as they move closer to the fulfillment of God's promise to inherit the land of Canaan. Numbers 13 to 14. In this pivotal event, 12 spies are sent to scout the land of Canaan. When they return, 10 of them report fear of the Canaanites, leading to a lack of faith among the people. God punishes the Israelites, condemning them to wander in the wilderness for 40 years, with only the new generation being allowed to enter the Promised Land. Moses sends 12 spies, one from each tribe, to assess the land and its inhabitants. Upon their return, they bring back a mixed report. While acknowledging the land's abundance and fertility, 10 of the spies express fear and doubt about conquering the fortified cities and the strength of the inhabitants. As a result of their lack of faith, the Israelites become fearful and rebellious, even considering returning to Egypt. However, Caleb and Joshua, the two faithful spies, urge the people to trust in God's promise and move forward in faith. Despite their pleas, the majority of the Israelites refuse to listen, and they even suggest stoning Caleb and Joshua. In response to their lack of faith and rebellion, God declares that the generation of Israelites who doubted will not enter the Promised Land. Instead, they will wander in the wilderness for 40 years, 1 year for each day the spies spent scouting the land. Only Caleb and Joshua, who remained faithful, are promised to enter the land. The story of Numbers 13 to 14 serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of unbelief and disobedience, while also highlighting the importance of faith and trust in God's promise. Numbers 15 to 19. This section includes a variety of laws and regulations concerning offerings, Sabbath observance, and other matters. It also recounts incidents such as the rebellion of Korah and the incident when Moses and Aaron struck the rock to bring forth water, resulting in God's disapproval. Chapter 15 begins with instructions for various offerings, including sin offerings, burnt offerings, and offerings for unintentional sins. It emphasizes the importance of obedience to God's commandments and the consequences for deliberate disobedience. In chapter 16, rebellion arises among the people, led by Korah, Dathan, Abiram, and others who challenge the authority of Moses and Aaron. As a result of their rebellion, they face divine judgment, with the ground opening up and swallowing them, along with their households. Chapter 17 recounts the miraculous budding of Aaron's staff, validating his role as the high priest and confirming God's choice of the tribe of Levi for priestly duties. Chapters 18 to 19 further outline the responsibilities and privileges of the priests and Levites, including their share of offerings and provisions. Ritual purity laws regarding contact with dead bodies and purification from corpse contamination are also detailed. Overall, Numbers 15 to 19 highlights the importance of obedience, faithfulness, and reverence for God's commands, while also demonstrating the severe consequences of rebellion and disobedience. The book concludes with the Israelites further journeying through the wilderness, encounters with neighboring peoples, and preparations for entering the Promised Land. It also addresses issues of inheritance, land distribution, and the cities of refuge. In Numbers 20, the Israelites face a water shortage, and Moses strikes the rock instead of speaking to it as commanded by God, leading to divine punishment for his disobedience. This event marks the beginning of the end of Moses' leadership. The Israelites encounter opposition from various nations, including the Edomites and the Amorites, as they seek passage through their territories. They also experience victories in battle under the leadership of Joshua. Chapters 22 to 24 feature the story of Balaam, a pagan prophet hired by Balak, the king of Moab, to curse the Israelites. However, God intervenes, and Balaam blesses the Israelites instead. In Numbers 26, another census of the Israelites is taken to determine the new generation eligible for military service. Chapters 27 to 36 cover various legal matters and instructions regarding inheritance, the appointment of Joshua as Moses' successor, regulations concerning vows, and the allocation of land among the tribes of Israel. Overall, Numbers 20 to 36 continues to emphasize themes of obedience, faithfulness, and divine guidance as the Israelites prepare to enter and settle in the Promised Land. Wandering in the wilderness. The book of Numbers is marked by the Israelites' prolonged journey through the wilderness. It serves as a period of testing, purification, and preparation for the eventual entry into the Promised Land. Divine guidance and provision. Throughout the book, God provides guidance, protection, and sustenance to the Israelites. This underscores the importance of faith and reliance on God during challenging times. Covenant and obedience. Numbers emphasizes the covenantal relationship between God and the Israelites. Obedience to God's commands is highlighted as essential for their well-being and success. Leadership transition. The book contains transitions in leadership, particularly the transition from Moses to Joshua as the leader who will lead the Israelites into Canaan. Consequences of faithlessness. The narrative of the spies report and the subsequent consequences serves as a powerful lesson about the consequences of doubt and lack of faith. The book of Numbers is a continuation of the story of the Israelites' journey and their relationship with God. It provides historical context and lessons about faith, obedience, and God's providence. Additionally, it lays the foundation for the Israelites' eventual entry into the Promised Land, a significant event that is recounted in the subsequent book, Joshua. Now I invite any questions or comments you may have. Let's delve deeper into the fascinating world of Numbers together. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the book of Numbers. Have an amazing day, and please don't forget to give a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you can stay up to date on all my new videos about the living word. God bless you all.